Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis? Let me tell you, it's one of the most bizarre, captivating, yet terrifying things you can go through. It's this sensation of being frozen when you wake up. Your mind sharp and alert, but you're stuck in this strange limbo between sleep and wakefulness. I'd heard tales of it long before it hit me. It only happened once back in college during a brutal period of my life. Finals week had me on edge, barely sleeping, my nerves frayed. It was probably the night before my last exam. I stayed up late cramming for chemistry. And I don't recall when I finally gave up. It all blurred into darkness. Next thing I knew, I was in my dorm, on my bed, but my awareness felt foggy, like I was awake but drained. I tried to move, but nothing worked except my eyes darting around the dim room. At one point, as my gaze shifted from one side to the center, I saw a figure, a woman standing right in the middle of the room facing me. She wore a long gray gown, clutching some thin objects. I wanted to shout Mom, but my body betrayed me. Silent, she glided closer, knelt by my bed, and pressed her hand to my forehead. I felt it cold, real. Her face came into focus, my mother's face. Staring right into my eyes, I tried to call out again, desperate, but I was trapped. She rose, walked to the door, and vanished into the hallway. For maybe 10 or 20 seconds, I lay there immobile until clarity rushed back. I could think straight, move again. I leapt up, yelling Mom, over and over, racing into the hall. A door creaked open, and someone hugged me, not her, but my dad, whispering that he missed her too. My mom had passed away a month earlier. Dreams are wild, aren't they? So vague, so strange, like you're in another reality where logic doesn't apply. But what happens when that weirdness bleeds into the real world? You'll get it soon. I was in REM sleep, caught in a vivid nightmare about being chased by some grotesque thing through a foggy forest. The dream started to dissolve, and I sort of woke up, because I was back in my bed, but paralyzed. A faint, eerie hum started, like a machine but alive, pulsing softly every few seconds. It grew louder, closer, drilling into my head. I wanted to scream, but my mouth wouldn't move. My eyes locked onto my bedroom door, slightly ajar, which I never leave open. Through the gap, I saw a twisted face, a man with an impossibly wide, toothy grin, staring at me. With every hum, the door seemed to creep closer, the face growing clearer, until it slammed shut, and the sound stopped. I could move again. I was 24, but I ran to my parents' room, begging my dad to check the door with me. Nothing was there, no sign of anything. He was certain it was sleep paralysis, said he'd had it once too. Didn't make it any less horrifying. Years back, I had another episode. I sensed something evil lurking in my wardrobe, and part of me knew it was a dream, urging me to face it. But when I tried to look at the wardrobe door, my head would jerk away, no matter how hard I fought. I woke up, drenched in sweat, relieved it was over until I realized it wasn't. I was still on my back, still paralyzed. No sound, just as sickening, pulsing dread rolling from the wardrobe. Suddenly, something hurled a human head at me. It landed on my chest, face up, a girl I knew from college. I lost it. Panic surging, but all I could manage were weak groans, straining to shake it off. Unable to move, it lasted maybe a minute or two before I truly woke up. For weeks, I'd wake up terrified I wasn't really awake, that something awful was coming. I'd never heard of sleep paralysis or night terrors back then. I thought I was going insane. I've had sleep paralysis 3 times total. The first 2 were just the paralysis, no visions. The third was different. It was early morning, maybe 5 or 6 a.m., faint light creeping into the room. I tried to move but felt that familiar, helpless lock, my eyes fixed on the ceiling. Powerless. Then I heard loud footsteps climbing the stairs to my room. It was my brother, then my sister, dad, and mom, all weeping uncontrollably, each seeming unnaturally tall, almost brushing the ceiling. They gathered around my bed, staring down, tears streaming. I wanted to yell, to beg them to stop scaring me, but I was frozen. Just as fast, they turned and marched back down the stairs. I could move again, so I bolted after them, but the house was empty. I checked their rooms one by one. They were all asleep. My heart raced. It was the most surreal thing I'd ever felt. I leaned against the wall, catching my breath, unable to sleep again that night. A few days later, I was hit by a car while crossing the street with friends. 3 broken bones, a cracked femur, and a week in the hospital. At one point, my family stood by my hospital bed, looking down at me, my mom crying. It was almost identical to the sleep paralysis vision. I'm not superstitious, but if I were, I'd swear it was a premonition. Just writing that gives me goosebumps. One night in the summer of 2016, I was out late drinking with friends. We were wandering the neighborhood when one of them pointed at a bush, saying, "Look." We edged closer, barely making out a figure hiding there. It was odd, creepy even. When we got too close, a strange and settling sound like a low growl came from the bush. We screamed, laughed, and ran, thinking it was some prankster. I crashed into bed that night drunk and fell asleep fast, but I woke up in near total darkness, unable to move, trapped in sleep paralysis. My eyes scanned the room, and that same growling noise from the bush started again, at the foot of my bed. I saw it, a ghastly, floating head, demonic, its body blending into the dark, its mouth gaped, emitting that awful sound. It drifted closer, inches from my face, before it vanished. I screamed, finally able to move, and sat up, heart pounding. I flicked on the light, checked everywhere, nothing. The next day, I told my parents. They said it was sleep paralysis, though they'd never heard of visions that vivid. It felt so real, not like a dream at all. If these chilling stories got your heart racing, you're not alone. I'd dive into the eerie, the unexplained, and the downright spine-chilling on my channel, where we explore the mysteries that keep us up at night. Want more tales that blur the line between dreams and reality? Hit that subscribe button and join our community of thrill seekers. Don't miss out. Let's unravel the unknown together. Show and sidebar.